Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer DeFries. I manage customer relations and compliance here at MRC. Paris Golston is our customer relations coordinator, and we're glad you joined us to learn about the industry obligations that we oversee. We'll give you a quick overview of who we are and what we do, and then get into the specific requirements for each state. MRC was created by ISPA to offer states an industry-led solution for mattress recycling. We're a nonprofit organization that has become the largest mattress recycling program in North America and one of the largest in the world. In 2025, our initial programs enter their 10th year of operations. And in our 10 years, we have recycled 15 million mattresses, and recyclers have kept more than 500 million pounds of material out of landfills. Our primary role is to develop and implement state-based programs that comply with the state laws. We also communicate to many different audiences about these laws, the availability and benefits of mattress recycling, and the outcomes in each state annual report. We work to make mattress recycling a long-term success by fostering research to enhance the efficiency of processes and also finding new uses or end markets for the materials. MRC is currently operating in 4 states. For each state, MRC submitted a program plan to administer a mattress recycling program based on the requirements under the law and the regulations adopted by the state regulatory agencies. So currently we are in Connecticut, California, Rhode Island, and our newest program is in Oregon. I invite you to go to the MRC website to learn more information on our organization and in-depth information on our impact and research and recycling operations. All that MRC does in each state is funded by the state-specific fees collected on the sale of mattresses and foundations sold by retailers and institutional sellers. Over 80% of the funds go towards the collection of mattresses, transportation, and the recycling of mattresses. And we also build the statewide collection networks. In addition, MRC fosters research and works with local municipalities to stem illegal dumping and provides resources and educational materials to ensure that recycling is a long-term solution to mattress disposal. I'll hand off now to Paris.
Okay, so I will start with a brief review of the obligations for all MRC's participants, and then I'll go over the resources we provide our participants to keep themselves informed and their customers. So first, we will go over who the industry participants are and who needs to register. We'll start with retailers, institutional sellers, manufacturers, distributors, and renovators. Retailers and institutional sellers are anyone that sells through a physical store or have remote offerings like online sales or through social media contract sales. And manufacturers, distributors, and renovators must register if their products are sold in any of the program states, regardless of where they are located. And any manufacturer, distributor, or renovator that sells directly to an end user must also register as an institutional seller or retailer. All right, next we'll go over the obligations individually and kind of a breakdown for each. So as we said, you must register at our secure portal at mrcreporting.org. This goes for manufacturers, distributors, and renovators. And manufacturers does include importers. As far as distributors in California, you're required to register as a distributor, but in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Oregon, you have the option to register as either. Renovators are required to register in California and Oregon, and they are also have to provide the brand names and URNs and keep those up to date on the portal. Next, we'll do the retailer obligations and institutional seller obligations. So just like the others, you must register your company and keep your information up to date. And by up to date, we mean your contact information, your store locations, anything that we need to know to keep you informed on program updates. As a retailer or institutional seller, you must also collect the fee per unit on any of the included products sold for delivery to customers, whether you're online or in a store. You also must report and remit the fees that are collected on the portal and keep up to date your point of sale for any new products that you sell out of your store. And for California and Oregon, you must monitor the registered manufacturers and brands for California and Oregon. All right, next, since we got the obligations out of the way, we have an included and excluded product guide. So obviously your mattresses and foundations are included in the program, but that also includes used and renovated mattresses in all states other than except for Oregon, and in California, this includes futons. We have a matrix on the portal that shows you the definitions of what is included, and it also breaks down what's not in what is excluded from the program on a state-by-state basis. Okay, so next we will discuss the resources that we provide. So obviously we want to do all we can to help you to comply. Primarily this is done on the portal, but we do have two other websites that gives information for you and has resources for you and your customers. So as we've mentioned before, we have the portal. This is where you register, report, and remit, but we also have a number of other participant resources to answer the questions that you have. Just to name a few, we have a FAQs page, the participant agreement, the fee policy, a couple of how-to videos on how to report and remit, and register. These can be found in both Spanish and English, and this is also where you can find all of our program updates for all the states. Next, we have our customer education material. This is the material that we provide to all retailers free of charge to help keep their customers informed. You can find these on our website, and you can download them on demand, or we have an order form also on the website where you can particularly add what you want, and we can send it to your location free of charge. And here's just an example of everything that we offer. We have posters in 2 different sizes. These can be put in your store window. They can be put on your website. They can be put on your store counter. They come in multiple different languages, and those are available upon request. We also have the receipt attachment or info card. This can be added to your customer's receipt at the end of the sale. It gives them the information on where they can take their mattress if they don't have it removed by you, how the retailer take back works, and other resources. And it kind of gives an explanation of what the program is about. We have a list of FAQs that can be used for training for your store leadership and your vendors and your staff. And then we have 2 badges that if you do participate and recycle with the program, that you can display those on your website or also in your store. And here is our consumer-based website, Bye Mattress. It can be used by retailers as well. You have the locator to where you can put in your location, and it'll tell you where you can take the mattresses. That's for consumers and retailers. It also has a bulky item directory for consumers where they can see if and where their town will pick up their mattress and how often. We have our retailer take back information and the commercial volume program information, and then just an overview of all the state programs information. And here is our commercial volume program. We do offer many ways to help retailers get rid of their mattresses that they collect at no cost. The details on how this works in each state varies because of the program plans and laws, but Jennifer will provide more information about this further on in the presentation. So now I'll hand it back over to Jennifer.
Thanks, Paris. We are now going to go over where we operate and the specific requirements for each state. Each state has an agency that's charged with oversight and enforcement of the used mattress recycling law. And as a registrant with MRC, you may have a state agency conduct a compliance inspection. Inspections are conducted unannounced and may be in person or over the phone. And an inspector will seek to verify your MRC registration, review the products that you offer for sale, confirm the fee is assessed correctly, and that the fee is remitted to MRC. They will review your sales receipts of included products, verify compliance with other state mandated requirements, and then also verify that the products that you include that are included that you sell that are comply with the law. For in Connecticut, and for each state, there are a lot of commonalities in the legal obligations. So in the next few slides, I'll touch the specific differences in each state. Um, so for Connecticut, the fee is $16 per unit. In every state, you have to register. The fee has to be visible on the invoice or receipt. You report and remit monthly. And then manufacturers, you register with MRC. If you sell products to an end user, you also have to register as a retailer. And then in Connecticut specifically, distributors, importers, and renovators can register as manufacturer. In Connecticut, also the commercial volume program offers retailers with assistance to recycle with MRC. We offer two options. Both options in Connecticut, you must register with our program coordinator, Dan McGowan. And the first option is you can drop off at a recycler. There is no minimum required. And then the second option is if you collect 50 or more units, Dan can make arrangements to have those picked up and transported to a recycler. His information is included right here. So please, Dan would love to hear from you. And then Rhode Island, Dan again is our guy with the commercial volume program, and it is the same requirements for registration. And then if you have 50 or more units you'd like to recycle, then he can arrange for pickup. In Rhode Island, the recycling fee is $20.50 per unit, and it has the similar requirements that I mentioned previously. In Oregon, which is our newest program, the stewardship assessment, which is what the fee is termed in Oregon, is $22.50 per unit. You must display that on the receipt as stewardship assessment. Your point of sale system if you can find some abbreviation that would fit, that would work, but it must be labeled stewardship assessment. In addition, in Oregon, retailers are required to provide customer information about available collection opportunities at the time of sale. And that is part of the information that we provide in our customer education resources that Paris mentioned previously. And that can be downloaded or you can order those to be sent directly to your location. We also ask that you monitor the MRC Oregon page for monthly updates on manufacturer brands and URNs registered with MRC. Per the state law, you are not allowed to sell brands that are not registered with the Mattress Recycling Council. And to further highlight that, manufacturers and renovators that are registered with the program have to list in their registrations the brands and the URNs that they provide for sale in the state of Oregon. For the commercial volume program for Oregon, we have two options again. The first option is no cost drop off at a recycler or a collection point. Both the options in Oregon require registration with our commercial volume program coordinator, Joy Broussard. There are no minimum number of units that you can drop off at a recycler. Currently, Eugene, Portland, and Klamath Falls are recycler locations. MRC will be holding collection events around the state. So if you subscribe to our highlights newsletter or check buymymattress.com, you can be notified of upcoming events. For larger volumes, we provide permanent trailers for regular swap out or temporary trailers for someone who collects 100 units or more. And then we provide that transportation. We pick up the trailer and provide the transportation to the recyclers. If you have less than 100 units, but it is a fairly decent volume, um, contact Joy. She is great at working with retailers to consolidate locations, and you can work together to come up with a location to collect your mattresses that will be picked up by MRC. In California, the obligations are that the fee is $16 per unit. One of the specifics of California law is that retailers must offer no cost take back for discarded mattresses and foundations when they deliver. And then in addition to that, they are required to monitor CalRecycle's enforcement page for a monthly update of brands and URNs that are registered with MRC. And that requires manufacturers, distributors, and renovators to provide the brand names and URNs that they offer for sale in the state of California that are sold by retailers and institutional sellers. There's the California take back requirement um, means that if you are delivering a new mattress, you must offer to take away a used mattress at no additional cost to the consumer at the time of delivery. For someone who delivers a mattress by common carrier, you need to make arrangements with the consumer to take that mattress back within 30 days of delivery. Some of the things that a seller can do is you can charge the customer for the cost of delivery of a new mattress or foundation. However, the specifics are that you cannot charge or add an additional charge for the take back. You are able to contract to a third party for the delivery or the pickup of a mattress or foundation. And then also there, at the discretion of the retailer or the pickup contracted party, you may refuse to pick up the mattress or foundation from a consumer if it's determined that the mattress is contaminated or poses a risk to the personnel, the products that are already on the truck, or the equipment itself. MRC provides a pretty extensive resource for take back. We provide a potential service provider list that they are companies that offer delivery or pickup services, and it provides the list itself provides locations where they service in the state of California. There is an FAQ for you and your customer service team so that you can answer questions from consumers regarding your ability to take back mattresses um, and their rights to get that mattress taken away. And then also there's a dedicated webinar that walks you through the process of the take back program. And then finally, California's commercial volume program. There are two options again. There is no cost drop off. In California, there is no registration required for mattress drop off. And recyclers have no limit to the number of units you can drop off. There are over 150 locations that accept 10 units or less. So I would check your buybymattress.com for your nearest location that takes mattresses from businesses. For larger volumes, we provide permanent trailers or temporary trailers for 100 or more units. And then again, less than 100 units, Joy will work with you to see if she can find a consolidation site for you and maybe someone else in your location. There's a lot of information today, and so what we'd like want you to know is where you go from here. Log in to your account on MRC reporting. Check your contact information. If you keep that up to date, we can keep you updated on any changes in the program. on news and notifications that are happening. And one of the things we'd like you to do is add your store locations so that we know the whole universe of mattress locations that we are providing services for. Request customer education material. And also when you do that, let us know if you prefer to have it printed or if you just want digital links. That saves us time and it saves you time. If you just want the digital links, you can get it right away. Download all of our resources. They are all available to download, and share them with your sales and customer service staff so that they can answer questions from consumers accurately. And then ask us about recycling your units. We have staff in Connecticut, Rhode Island, Oregon, and California that all will help you with how to recycle your mattresses. And stay in touch with us. We send out a monthly newsletter called Highlights, and we send out a quarterly newsletter to all retailers called Retailer Spotlight. So please subscribe with us to get the latest news, and then follow us on social media. And then finally, watch your email. We will be emailing you the slides and the links from this presentation. And what I'd like to do is open it up for any questions that you may have for us today.
Thanks, Jennifer. I'm doing my best to respond to questions as they come in. There was one from Sharon. Could you please go over how to have the collection site guides sent to us? Sharon, I put that link in the chat, and you will be able to order consumer information online through that portal. If that doesn't work for you, send us a note. And then for Jennifer or Paris, she also, this is Alana, asks, is there a way to bulk add locations for retailers, I presume with multiple storefronts?
There are. So if you contact our support at mrc.org, mrc-us.org, what they can do is have you send a Excel spreadsheet with all of your locations listed. They'll tell you how to set it up, and they can upload it into the portal. So you don't have to enter it one at a time.
Real good. Next question is from Michael Stanley. When will each county get a recycling center? At the start of this, we were told that there will be one in each county eventually, specifically Oregon. Yeah, thank you for the question. The Oregon program is about 6 weeks old. So we are still launching that program. I'm not sure where you're located within Oregon. We've been working with solid waste facilities in the state for about 2 years now. Those that have not joined the program typically do shortly after we launch. As you can imagine, the contracting process can be tedious. Send me a note specifically, or send us a note. Let me know where you are, and we can certainly keep you posted as to how things are going in your area.
Mark, I can answer your question. Adjustable bed bases and bunkie boards are included in the program. So if you check the link that we added for included or excluded products, they are listed on there.
Question from Kathy. Do you have any information specific to collection in large cities? Kathy, I can tell you from our experience that large municipalities always pose unique challenges for us. It takes a collaboration between the local solid waste agency, whoever the garbage company is. Sometimes it's municipally run, sometimes it's a quasi-government agency, sometimes it's private. There's no one size fits all. Jennifer, did I miss a question?
John just asked, will Amazon be collecting fees? Yes, Amazon does collect fees.
Yes.
Mike, there's one from Kevin that says, what steps are being taken to expand the number of states participating?
Sorry, a lot of new posts coming in here. Okay, I can speak to that. Every year, there's between 3 and 5 states that are interested in implementing a statewide mattress recycling law. As you can imagine, the legislative process is difficult. It's difficult to navigate, to get stakeholders on board, to get interested parties, and then a bill needs to get through committee, it needs to get through the House and the Senate, and then it needs to be signed by a governor. This year, we have New York, Massachusetts, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington that are each interested in mattress recycling. I don't know exactly where they each are in the legislative process, but it's something we're certainly interested in doing. We have model legislation that we use to try to engage local stakeholders to create something which is similar to what we already have, similar to the 4 state programs that we are currently administering. Let's see, Jennifer, do you want to take the next one?
Which one is that? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Oh,
if I can
I've
see
got
them
this.
all.
This is Christine. What system keeps track of the mattress from point of sale and then tracking that mattress to its designated recycling house? I presume that's a recycler. Is the government involved in this? The way that our programs are structured, no, the government is not involved. So we use a proprietary in-house data tracking system that we developed specifically because we have annual reporting requirements for each state where we administer our programs. So there's a bill of lading, an identification number, if you will, that begins at point of collection. And that ID follows that load from the point of collection to the recycler. And at that point, we do also track materials outbound from the recycler to the end destination. Hope that answers that question. Any other questions from the group? Going once. Oh, I'm sorry, we missed one from Suzanne. It sounds like financial incentives are available for bigger retailers when they return and recycle higher volumes of mattresses, while smaller retailers have to shoulder the burden alone. I understand that the cost to retrieve single or small numbers of units be enormous, but is also a real burden on smaller retailers. Why is that set up so unfairly? Great question, Suzanne. And yes, you're accurate that the cost to pick up very small volumes would be a significant financial burden for the program. Whenever we develop the collection networks, we're mindful to make sure that the local solid waste facility not only accepts from consumers, but also accepts from businesses as well. And that's how we help to bridge that gap. In rural areas, I'll use California as an example. In rural areas of California, where there just are no big retailers, local mattress retailers in certain areas have pooled their resources so they can become their own consolidation sites for multiple folks in that area. And depending where you're located, you might want to contact us to have that conversation. Okay, Jennifer, did I miss anything?
Yeah, Mike, we got one more from Elena. It says, language between the MRC page and the Oregon State information differs. Can you explain if this is required for delivered orders and pickup orders?
Language between MRC page and differs. Can you explain? Elena, can you provide detail? Actually, Elena, I'm going to give you my email and you can contact me directly. There you go. Paris, this one's for you. Mark asked, we lost service when you answered question regarding fees for adjustable bases and bunkie boards in Oregon.
I was just responding, yes, adjustable bases and bunkie boards are included. And if you go to the excluded and included products page or resource on the portal, it'll give you a better definition of to know what to include. But if you have individual products that you want to ask about, you can let us know and we can give you an answer.
Skylar Wise says, our MRC account still says pending. How long does it take to sign up?
If you send me an email, or actually send an email to support@mrc-us.org, and you can get a response pretty quickly.
I just responded to that post.
Okay.
All right, we've got time. Any more questions? Oh, something came in. Suzanne, I don't know if I answered your question. You said in a large metropolis like LA, we have a big problem with that. And I think that was related to small mattress retailer service. Send us a note. We've got good coverage in the LA area. We can certainly, we can find you access points. All right, I think we've exhausted our questions. Jennifer, you want to wrap it up?
Well, thank you all for participating. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@mrc-us.org, or you can reach Paris and I, and we will put that information in the slides when we send them out. We appreciate you taking the time, and we're happy to answer whatever questions you have.
Wonderful. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Take care.